Hello and welcome. We're back once again with Ask Housing. After the incredible response we got to our last session on GST, we realized that the conversation on GST needed to continue. So we're back again. This time we're hoping to ask some more questions, dig a little deeper. We want to ask our experts if the costs of homes are going to go up, if the cost of doing business in the real estate sector is going to increase, how will it be impacted, what is the mood of the market. I know these are not easy questions to answer, which is why we have two experienced panelists here with us. To my left is Imran Shaikh. He's the Director of Building Construction in Real Estate, KPMG India. Welcome.
Hi.
To my extreme left is Mr. Rajan Bandelkar. He's VP Neredco West, Director of the Ronak Group. Welcome.
Hello.
And I'm Chumur Ghosh. I'm the Editor-in-Chief of Housing.com News. And we're here, like I said, to speak about GST. So, sir, what I'd like to know is what's the current, before we get down to GST, what's the mood like? What are home buyers feeling? What are developers feeling? And I'd like an honest answer.
The developers
Yes.
are in a state of shock.
Why would you say that?
Because if you see from last 9 months,
Yes.
first is demonetization,
Yeah.
then RERA.
Yeah.
And RERA, if you see,
Hmm.
Maharashtra, yes, they on the 1st May, they were on with their website and online registration, everything.
Yeah.
But if you take other states,
Yeah.
there is no rules also, or there is no regulator, or there is no proper authority, there is no proper office.
Yeah.
And overall, people are confused whether you can sell, you can't sell, whether you can buy, not buy. And so-called experts, they keep on coming and telling every time from last 3 years, the prices will go down, go
Yeah.
down, go down.
Yeah.
So consumer is in a state of confused
Yeah.
today, to be very precise. And developer is in shock because what happens, he thinks ki from tomorrow
Yeah.
the sunny days would come,
Yeah.
sun would shine. But once again, as you see,
Yeah.
the days are same. And every day he is facing challenges after challenges.
And how is GST added to all of this? Would you say it has added to the confusion and the whole uncertainty on both?
GST, see, we welcome the decision of Honorable Prime Minister as well as Finance Minister regarding GST.
Yeah.
The GST prime issue, and we are also fighting with the government. First, let me tell you, all taxes are paid by the consumer.
Yeah.
We are just a people conduit in between.
Absolutely.
So we collect and we pay to the government. So
Yeah.
it really doesn't affect as a developer in reality. But indirectly, of course, yes. Because
Yeah.
if the sales doesn't happen,
Yeah.
so there would be no GST or no UN sales also.
Yeah. Yeah. And the sentiments are really muted right now.
Yeah. And what happens, see, government is always telling ki it is neutralizing.
Yeah.
But
Tax neutral, that's what we've been
yeah,
hearing. Yeah.
but in real estate, I am very, very, very sorry to say that, and I can put it on record also. In majority of metros, where the prices are above 5,000,
Yeah.
it is going to add on to the cost.
So because that's a question that we've been getting a lot from our viewers, that will the cost of homes go up? And they don't care whether it's because of RERA or GST or the business environment. Their concern is, will the cost of homes go up? So what do we tell them? Are the cost of homes, is it looking likely that it might go up?
If I say yes,
Yes.
the buyers wouldn't like it, but I can tell them with underlined statement, the cost is not going to go down.
For sure.
For sure.
For sure.
Because I will tell you why the cost will go up.
Yeah.
See, because of RERA, because of GST.
Yeah.
See, forget about direct cost implication, but indirect cost implications are there.
Yes.
See, today once RERA is there, the developer has to register it.
Yeah.
And before registering, he has to acquire land,
Yeah.
take all permissions,
Yeah.
and then only he can register under RERA. And RERA also provided if he wants to sell. There are some buyers who wouldn't like to sell on the day one.
Yeah.
See, there are different category of developers.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to use not buyers, developers.
Yeah.
Developers, some do pre-launch,
Yeah.
or some give some offers,
Yeah.
and some they take all the permissions and then they start selling, and some when their RCC, matlab structure is completed, they sell, and there are some few, very few, but who like to sell after completing taking occupation certificate.
Yeah.
Of course, once occupation certificate comes, you will not have the impact of GST, but the price difference today, if you see, if you buy in under construction on ready, there is no much of a price difference.
Yeah.
But post GST, there is going to be 100% the price difference will come, and the difference would be much more.
So this is for the home buyers, and what about for the developers? So in terms of your cost of doing business, between RERA and GST, where is the community, and how are they responding to two massive changes in the way they have to do business going forward?
See, any regulation,
Yeah.
I'm talking about RERA first, any regulation is always welcome in any of the industry.
Okay.
Of course, yes, the people who are not regulated for years together, they don't like to be regulated.
Very true. Yeah.
So I tell people that we have the habit of moving into a no entry lane, and today the government is telling you can't change lanes.
Yeah.
So it's a massive change.
It's an adjustment.
Yeah. And but the people who are already moving into line, so for them it is very good.
Okay.
And as in every industry, every segment, there are black sheep. So 100% in real estate, whoever is the black sheep, either they have to come into the line, otherwise they will be thrown out of the business of real estate. So the benefit would be for all the segments. Consumer will be benefited that whatever people are telling this developer has cheated, or this consumer has been cheated by some developer or some agent or some person, so that will be stopped henceforth. Because whoever is going to be there, he has to live for his credibility.
Yeah. I think you wanted to add something.
Sorry, just to add what Mr. Rajan is saying, these are disruptions.
Yeah.
And they have definitely come and impacted the market.
Absolutely.
Right. Now, one clear trend that we see is the guys who were serious about their businesses. And they were building these businesses over years. They were pretty much in line with some of these compliances.
Absolutely.
Right. And when we talk to them today, they are the ones who are not very disturbed about these. Some are actually taking these changes as an opportunity, because this is the time when they can go and grow at a very different trajectory than some of the other guys. What we see is that there will be some level of consolidation that the market will see. The industry is going to see some level of stabilization, and it will take some time for that to settle in. Till that time, there is a bit of an uncertainty that the developer community, the consumer community, and everyone will have to live with. Having said that, if you just go to the basic fundamentals of the sector, is there enough demand, and are there credible people who can sufficiently supply? The answer to both of that is yes. It's a matter of time when the balance is created. These disruptions will push out the balance for some time, but definitely the way we see it is all these are good signs. We're moving in the right direction, and we'll see things getting better from here on as far as the sector is concerned.
So as people, part of the real estate sector, how do you think it's impacting demand? So I'm glad you raised the point of demand. How are people feeling about it? Do you think it's a status quo? Do you think home buyers are feeling more confident? Or do you think they're again, becoming fence sitters because, like you said, they're waiting for a price correction, they're hoping for a price correction rather. So on the demand side, what's happening right now with all of these regulations coming in?
To tell you in fact, the people who have registered under RERA and who have got RERA certificates, they have sales.
Okay.
So it shows that the confidence of the buyer is there in a registered developer.
Okay.
So they know for sure, first thing, they will not be cheated. Second thing, if something goes wrong, they can go to RERA authority, they can complain and they can be heard, and especially in RERA, they are bound to give judgment within 60 days. And fortunately in Maharashtra, if I talk, I am doing business majorly in Maharashtra. If we talk, we have an excellent regulator and the authority as Mr. Gautam Chatterjee. He is the man, and he is one of the best person today we have in real estate sector in entire country as an authority.
But that's the RERA part of it. Don't you think that the GST part of it, in terms of, how home buyers are sort of perceiving it, there is a fear that prices could go up. How does one cope with that, in a market which is already where the sentiments are so very subdued? Because we've received scores of questions, and the one question they're asking is this a good time to buy? Are my prices going to go up further? So what would you say to them? Because I mean, the whole good time to buy, it ties in with all of the changes that are happening in the sector right now. So is it a good time to buy GST or not?
I'll tell you, this is the right time to buy.
Okay, why?
I will not say good or bad, but
Okay.
it's the right time to buy.
Yeah.
See, because today what happens, today, see, developer needs sales,
Yeah.
so they give some benefit.
Yeah.
So otherwise, once entire clarity is there and all the developers,
Yeah.
when they know nobody is going to shell out money from his pocket.
Yeah.
See, we have come here to do business, so nobody
Yeah.
wants to do their business at loss.
Yeah.
So whatever benefit they are going to get today,
Yeah.
I doubt whether the same will be continued later.
Okay.
Second thing, what happens, because of RERA,
Yeah.
the people who haven't registered till 1st of August in Maharashtra, and I suppose that as CM as well as the authority Gautam Chatterjee both have said that they are not keen to extend the date,
Okay.
deadline for the registration.
Yeah.
If it is so from 1st August, none of the developers whose ongoing project or new project, they can't advertise, they can't sell, they can't register post 1st August. So you can't go and buy with them.
Yeah.
So I won't advise also people to go and buy, because when there is some regulation which is securing the consumer,
Yeah.
so he should go and buy with a registered developer.
Okay. So we've been getting a lot of questions vis-a-vis GST. So if you could just give us some categories, so we've been asked, is GST applicable on under construction properties? We're being asked, is GST applicable on resale? Is GST applicable on ready to move properties? And is GST applicable if I'm trying to buy a plot of land? So could you just, tell us that, which are the categories on which it's applicable, not applicable?
See, GST is applicable on under construction property,
All right.
where you haven't received occupation certificate.
All right.
See, it's not, if you say ready to move in, it is not ready to move in. Ready to move in, but if you haven't got OC,
Yeah.
GST is applicable.
All right.
And GST is applicable once you book. And for under construction property, which are the construction was going on prior to 1st July.
Yeah.
So whatever the percentage of work was completed and the payment was made, see, both
Yeah.
the things are there.
Yeah.
If both the things are there,
Yeah.
then the earlier payment was under service tax,
Yeah.
which was 4.5% plus.
Yeah.
In Maharashtra, it was 1% VAT and LBT, whatever was
Yeah.
prevailing at that time.
Yeah.
But post 1st July, whatever payment the customer makes
Yeah.
to a developer or developer raises a demand,
Yeah.
that amount would be charged at 12%. Of course, in that, whatever benefit we get
Yeah.
from our contractors, we have
Yeah.
to pass it on to it.
Yeah.
So it will take some time.
Yeah.
So all the developers, majority of the developers who have some reputation in the market, they are telling the consumers that whenever you come for a position, at that time, see, today if you tell, none of the developers also doesn't know how much rebate they are going to get it from their contractors.
Absolutely.
And there is a time period, at least 6 months, 9 months, a year for possession. While coming for the possession time, majority of the developers are telling we will give them the rebate, whatever is best.
Yeah.
And
But so we've had viewers ask us, specific questions that there hasn't been a percentage that has been, put down, that this is the percentage of benefit that you have to pass on. As home buyers, how do I even know that, the input tax credit, the benefit has been passed on to me as a home buyer? Now, this is a very, very common question that we're getting. How does one address that? What would you like to say to such home buyers?
before 1st May,
Yeah.
the consumers were not having faith on developers. Now I
Very
request
true.
consumer
Yeah.
to go to a developer who has registered and keep faith on him.
Yeah.
So ultimately, because there is even central government, they have taken out a circular on anti-profiteering also.
Yeah. Would you like to talk a bit, about that? Because I think
Uh,
that might, give some kind of hope to our home buyers.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
it is not a good thing for a developer, because see, all other sectors they get rebate,
Yeah.
but nowhere this circular is implemented or taken out, but it is especially taken out for real estate. But
Okay.
still, see,
Okay.
we are doing it, we are willing to pass on. See, ultimately the way I told you first only, the consumer is paying, we are just a conduit.
Okay.
So we don't want to earn profit in that.
Okay.
But at the same time, we would not like to have any loss in that also.
Yeah.
So unless and until we are also clear on our end,
Yeah.
how much input credit we are going to get from our contractor,
Yeah.
the same amount we will pass it on to us.
Yeah.
So we as a NEREDCO, we are told all our members to go and renegotiate with their contractors also, because the contractors will get, earlier contractors were not getting that benefit.
Yeah.
Whatever the state taxes we used to pay, we
Yeah.
used to not get any rebate on that. But today, entire whatever taxes we pay, that we are going to get credit while we collect from consumers. So 101% we are willing and we are committed, I will use the word committed, to give the credit to the buyers. And of course, we will see to it that majority, all our members will give it to their buyers, whatever the credit due to them.
And do you think it's important to do that, because like we discussed, sentiments are rather muted, and I'm sure developers would want to do whatever they can to sort of get the home buyers, into the market. So do you think it also makes business sense for them, to sort of make a case for, passing on this benefit and being very clear about it, that yes, we are passing on this benefit to our home buyers, because that seems to be a point of concern. Will the benefit, come down to me?
See, one positive thing what developers are feeling, all the things come together.
Yeah.
So RERA is there.
Yeah.
So in other terms, what happens? It's not that you are out of a shock and there's one more shock. So all the shocks are together. So whatever is there, so it is for this spirit.
Yeah.
But taking on a positive note of it, 101%. Now see, the Sera would come. So the seasons will start. And before that, all the developers and their back offices, finance, account offices, they are working on it day and night. Even today, I'll tell you, in RERA also, people, if you ask any developer, they are telling, "Kya kar rahe ho? What you are doing?" Nothing. We are streamlining our entire process as per GST and RERA. So these are the two important things in their mind. So they have also become serious. So 100% the benefit is going to percolate down, and this industry will see a light of the day very soon, and it will come as a very positive sentiment even to buyers also.
Okay. And what about the cost of your construction? So we've been reading a lot about how the GST applied to steel and all your input costs, and as a developer, do you have concerns about that in terms of how it will impact your overall costing of a project?
See, the costing would, in major metros, whatever we collect from the consumer, it is going to be higher than what we pay to our contractor.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah. So it is not going to impact us as a developer. Of course, it will impact the consumer. But suppose if somebody is constructing his own house for the first time, of course it is going to pinch him, because 18% is not a small amount.
It isn't.
Because if I really say our profit is also not 18%.
Yeah. Absolutely. Not anymore. Not anymore. It used to be. So tell me, what have been your observations, in terms of just the whole overall business environment? How would you peg it, like realistically? How would you say the real estate sector from a business point of view? Where is it at right now?
So, as Mr. Rajan was saying, the developers have gone back to the drawing board. They're using this time to put the organizations in a shape and place that meets the future requirements. And we are working with several such developers who have actually taken these changes as opportunities to transform. And that time is well spent. And see, this industry really saw significant growth from 2004 onwards, where Press Note 2 was released, and things have changed with very fast pace. 2008 and 2010 saw some consolidation, recovery. But this industry has grown at such a fast pace that no one has really cared to go back and say, what are the best practices in the world, what are the best processes in this world, so that you're geared up for future developments. Today we are talking about millions of square feet getting delivered every year, and a lot of developers are using this time and these changes to gear up for that.
So what essentially you're both telling me is that right now, early days, we need to see how this all plays out. There's a lot of streamlining that is going to happen.
Rather transition period.
Yes.
To be a proper word for a developer, this is a transition period.
Only the strongest will survive.
Not that. See,
Okay.
anybody who want to be into that, earlier we used to do business out of four corners. Now you have to do business within the four corners of the law.
Absolutely.
So once you are ready to fit into this four corners, it is the people who just doesn't want to follow. They are telling the smaller will not be there, the bigger will survive. It is nowhere. See, it is in the rules and regulation. It is nowhere written.
Okay.
Rather it is other way around. In RERA, if you are building below 8 flats or the plot is below
You're out
500
of the
square meters,
ambit,
you need
yeah.
not have to register
Yeah,
also.
you're completely out of the ambit.
Yeah.
Yeah. You wanted to add
I
to
guess
that.
what will happen over a period of time is that everyone who is in line with compliance will survive.
Yeah.
Everyone who is willing to spend the time, energy and cost on compliance will survive. Today, do a customer view people who have registered differently? They do.
Yeah.
And once you are operating at a much cleaner slate,
Yeah.
the chances of you surviving are much more.
Yeah.
And that's what these acts would adhere them to do.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to become a market of only large players. It's going to be, any market can't survive with only the large players. It's going to be a balance, but with some governance.
Yeah. And from the home buyer's point of view, you're saying that
I'll just add on.
Yeah.
These big four people will do better business because now the people till yesterday, if you didn't had any consultant or whoever, you could have still done business.
Yeah.
Now under RERA, you have to have certificate of engineer, architect, chartered accountant, even legal people.
And
the
same
way,
thing with GST.
Same way in GST,
Yeah.
you have to go to all tax consultant. So brighter days for these people and brighter days for all the people.
And for the home buyers, you're saying that now is as good as any time to buy because we don't know whether
Right
there'll be
time to buy.
Right time to buy
Yeah.
because prices are definitely not going down.
Yeah.
A correction that remains to be seen. Well, that's all that we have time for. Thank you so much for tuning in. Do keep track of our posts, of our articles on housing.com news. We will be seeing you soon. Goodbye and have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you.